This is the Rainforest Cafe at Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey. To the untrained eye, this might just look like a normal Rainforest Cafe. But what you might not know is this specific location is regarded as the worst Rainforest Cafe in the United States. It's so bad that my personal favorite YouTuber, Eddie Burback, who ate at every single Rainforest Cafe, said that this one was the worst. And according to him, the staff at the other locations agree. Now, it just so happens that I live 30 minutes away from this specific location. So I said, you know what? Why not find out for myself? So I gathered a team of some of my closest friends, and we're gonna decide, is this Rainforest Cafe as bad as everybody says it is? I'm also going to rate every single thing that I possibly can at this restaurant on a scale from 1 to 10. But instead of using a star system, I'm going to use something a little bit more iconic. I'm going to use TRACY tree. So if something is really, really good, it gets 10 TRACY trees. If something is absolutely horrible, it gets 1 TRACY tree. I don't think this is a very difficult thing to explain. You're smart. I think you can figure it out. But before we get into that, what's up? My name is Connor McDowell, and I'm currently campaigning to be People Magazine's sexiest man alive for the year 2024. If you like this video and you think I should be nominated, just click subscribe. 1 subscribe is all it takes to get me on the cover of People Magazine with the word sexy in really big font. I'm also currently recovering from 3 different surgeries, so I have a GoFundMe linked in the description, and you can donate there if you want to and are able to help me out. Also follow my Letterboxd. I love Letterboxd. It's probably my favorite app ever. And I finally made another Twitter after I got banned for telling an Elon Musk bot to kill himself, so you can follow me there too. The links for everything are in the description down below. Also, before we go on this adventure, I just want to say I'd never have this idea to make this video without Eddie Burback and Ted Nivison's videos on the topic. I know those videos are like 2 years old, but I lost a year of my life to a traumatic knee injury, so you can Now it's time to explore the Rainforest Cafe. The exterior of the mall was as welcoming as you could hope, with 1 tiny sign welcoming you in.
There it is! There it is!
The outside of the restaurant had a lot of trees, and there was this gigantic animatronic snake that was kinda busted, but he was still moving. There was also this giant mushroom looming over the entrance and bar, and the bar is called the Magic Mushroom Bar. Crazy name, if you ask me. I also really like this massive stack of fruit in front of the Squishmallow display. The fish tank had absolutely 0 fish in it, but I can't really blame them for that. The fish are expensive as hell. I did like this trough that has rain dripping down in it the whole night. Our table was right in front of this massive waterfall that had a giant statue of Atlas holding the globe with Rainforest Cafe sprawled across it. The ceiling was covered in leaves and vines, and it had this giant circle of the night sky right in the middle. There are a lot of animal figurines or statues, I don't really know what to call them. Most of them, at least the ones I could see, were birds and monkeys. Sometimes you'd get a rhino poking his head out of the wall or a lizard, but my favorite part was the size difference between them. I understand why they did this. I just think it's really funny seeing a parrot that's massive and a rhino that's really, really tiny right next to each other. I do wish our seats had a better view of the animatronics because I really couldn't see them at all. And I was way too anxious to get up and film them while there were strangers eating at those tables. But from what I could see, they looked like they hadn't had a makeover in years. There were monkeys and gorillas that were shaking trees and stuff, and there were also these massive elephants by the bathroom that would move their ears. Going into the bathroom, you have to walk through a rainbow, sorry homophobes, and the bathroom door says either King of the Jungle or Queen of the Jungle, which I don't think I'm a huge fan of. But the bathrooms themselves were pretty clean, and they had very friendly animals that watched me while I took a shit, so that was nice. Rapid fire ratings, here we go. Exterior of the mall, very bland, 2 out of 10. Exterior of the restaurant, no fish, but giant mushroom and fruit, lots of trees, and a cool-ass trough, 6 out of 10. The waterfall and statue would be a 10 out of 10, but it reminds me too much of Ayn Rand, so 8 out of 10. Our table location was not near the animatronics, and it did make me anxious to film at times, but not the worst seat. Plus, I love the waterfall, so 7 out of 10. The animal statues get a 7 out of 10 just because I think the size difference is really funny, and without them, the restaurant would feel empty. The bathroom was cute, and it was pretty clean, but I don't like the gendered names, and I think this elephant was in love with me, so 5 out of 10. There were about 6 thunderstorms throughout the night, which I think is the perfect amount, but I do wish the restaurant was a little bit darker so that the storm itself felt a little bit more exciting. 6 out of 10 TRACY trees. And the animatronics were pretty cool in general, but they seemed pretty worn out and old. I also can't help but get envious of the tables that were seated near them, so 4 out of 10. Together, that's a solid 56%, which seems harsh, but when there are rainforest cafes that look like this, it kinda makes sense. Overall, I'm honestly pretty happy with the decor and atmosphere, especially for a mall in Edison, New Jersey. Now, before we talk about the menu, I think it's time we introduce the team. Yay, so that's the team. Here we are all eating dinner. Yay, team. All right. Menu time. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit disappointed with the menu. Not because of the lack of options, they had quite a few, but I'm upset because some of the menu names were rainforest themed, and then some just had regular ass names. Like we have the Korean spicy stir fry right next to the Mojo Bones. Sure, with the Korean spicy stir fry, you know exactly what you're getting. But where's the sense of whimsy? Where's the fun? Another example that hits a little closer to home is Iggy's Piggy Sandwich right next to the pulled pork burger. What the fuck is that about? The drinks menu had the same problem too. We've got great names like the Cheetah Rita or the Rainbow Colada, but then there's the Summer Rum Punch. Get the hell out of here. And that's not to mention how expensive the food was. Now, the atmosphere definitely plays a part in pricing because you are paying for an experience, it's just added into the cost of the food, so I won't deduct any points for that. I'm gonna combine the menus together and give them a 6 out of 10. We really need more fun rainforest-themed names. The first thing that we ordered, obviously, were the drinks. I personally got this Cha-Cha Cherry Icy in the Cha-Cha the Tree Frog cup. I love the cup, but it holds such a small amount because the handle takes up a lot of the surface area. Sure, it's made for kids, but shut up. 8 out of 10.
Say hello to my little frog.
Morgan got the Rainbow Colada. She really liked the pineapple flavor, but there wasn't as much rainbow as she anticipated, considering the drink was just pink. A little bit of false advertising there, so 7 out of 10. I had a sip of it. I quite enjoyed it. I'll also give it a 7 out of 10. Ola also got the Rainbow Colada. She said that it gave her a powerful brain freeze, but it was still very yummy. 7.5. Tiara got the Lightning Lemonade. She said it had one-note flavor palette, the sugar rim was sad, and it was low on alcohol content. 5 out of 10. Now, Matthew also got the Cha-Cha Cherry Icy, but he got it in the Rio cup. He said, it's a cherry icy, I got what I was promised. 9 out of 10. Lastly, Ben ordered the Raspberry Rainfall, and he said it was fruity and delicious. Generic, but it's doing its job. 8 out of 10. I think the best part about the drinks is that all of us got to keep the glasses that they came in, whether they were the glass ones or the light up ones, or me and Matt's Cha-Cha the Tree Frog, or Matt's Rio. I honestly think that's pretty dope, especially because the drinks themselves were the average price of a drink going out in New York City. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's worth at least something. 10 out of 10 for that. Now we get to the good stuff, the food. We ordered the awesome appetizer adventure to share as a table. It came with the chimichachas, the spinach and artichoke dip, cheese sticks, and chicken strips. We also added a side of Mojo Bones, which are the Rainforest Cafe's ribs. The chimichachas for me were fine. They were kind of bland and there was too much corn, so 5 out of 10.
I want everybody to know I had the rest of the spring roll.
The spinach and artichoke dip was spinach and artichoke dip, but it also wasn't the best spinach and artichoke dip I've ever had, so 6 out of 10. The cheese sticks were not bad, but they also weren't great. They tasted very similar to mozzarella sticks you would just pick up from a frozen food aisle. 5 out of 10. The chicken strips really disappointed me because they were super dry, juiceless, and the honey mustard that came with it didn't really taste like honey mustard. 3 out of 10. The mojo bones were definitely the best part of the appetizer, but my rib had like 5 rather large tendons in it, which I was not a fan of, especially because the mojo bones were an extra $10. The sauce was really good, the meat was pretty tender. I just wish there were less tendons in my ribs. But I'll be nice and give it a 7 out of 10 TRACY trees. Now it's time for the main courses. I ordered the pulled pork burger. It came with coleslaw on it, and I really fucking hate coleslaw, so I asked for no coleslaw. But when I got the burger, it had the coleslaw. But you know what? That's my fault for ordering food with something that I absolutely hate on it. So I just took the coleslaw off, and the burger itself was actually pretty good. It was cooked exactly how I wanted it, and the pulled pork was very moist. Definitely think it could have used some cheddar cheese, but I'm assuming the coleslaw was a cheese substitute, so I can't really complain. Was it the best burger I'd ever had? No. But I enjoyed it. 7 out of 10. I, like almost every single person at the table, got a side of safari fries with them. I liked them. You know, they were standard chain restaurant steak fries, but they were very salty. I'm talking like, I needed like 3 glasses of water afterwards. They were also kind of damp. You know, not great, but not terrible. 5 out of 10. Morgan ordered the fish and chips. She said it had an ample amount of fish, it wasn't tough, not too much batter, and had a nice little curve to it. 6 out of 10. I also enjoyed the little curve that the fish had to it. And they weren't the best fish and chips I've ever had, but it did the job, so 6 out of 10 for me as well. Morgan was also not a big fan of the safari fries. She said they were so salty, but there was a bed of them, which was awesome for sharing. 4 out of 10. Ola got the blackened fish tacos. She said overall they weren't too bad, but she needed to add salt because the fish was very underseasoned. 6 out of 10. Tiara got the Amazon Rainforest burger. She said that somehow everything tasted sweeter than a usual burger, but she was also very happy that there weren't a lot of accoutrements. 6 out of 10. Tiara was also not a fan of the safari fries because, again, they were very salty. 3 out of 10. Matt got the Blue Mountain chicken sandwich, and he was very happy with the intense flavor in each bite. He gave it a 9 out of 10. Now, I had a bite of it. Chicken sandwich! And it was definitely the best thing that was ordered at the table. The lemon chicken was juicy and not dry like the chicken tenders were, and the boom boom sauce, pretty fucking great. 8 out of 10 TRACY trees. Again, none of us are really fans of the safari fries. Matt gave them a 4 out of 10. Now Ben. Oh, I feel bad for Ben because Ben ordered the Iggy's Piggy Sandwich. Ben got this because it was his first time ever at a Rainforest Cafe, and the name was so iconic from the Eddie Burback video that he just couldn't resist. But unfortunately, he really didn't like it. He said it was mid and dry. Very dry. I also had a bite. Iggy's Piggy Sandwich. And it was definitely the worst thing at the table that I tasted. When I say it was dry, I mean it was like the fucking Gobi Desert. 4 out of 10. Ben gave the safari fries 7 out of 10 TRACY trees, but he said they were also really salty and they filled him up way too quickly, and he also needed quite a bit of water afterwards.
Say hello to my little frog.
Now, this next part is kind of funny. Part of the reason we went to this Rainforest Cafe was to celebrate it being almost a year since I had an accident where I fell and broke my knee. So we went out just to kind of celebrate me getting almost back to normal now. What I didn't know is that while my back was turned, in order to celebrate, Ola, Tiara, and Morgan told the waitress that it was my birthday. It's not my birthday, but it kind of was my birthday because we were there celebrating me, so it definitely was my birthday. The waitress and a few staff came out and sang happy birthday to me. That was quite nice. And I got 2 desserts, which was also pretty cool. First, I got the key lime pie. I love key lime pie. It's definitely one of my favorites. And this one was no exception. Not the best key lime pie I've ever had, but it definitely did the job. 7 out of 10. I also got a birthday cupcake. It was very soft and it had a lot of icing on top, but it was also so heavy that I couldn't finish it. Again, another 7 out of 10. The birthday surprise was actually just so much fun, especially because our waitress was incredibly nice and hospitable. Thank you, Shreya. You were awesome. 10 out of 10. Now we get to the fun part. One of the best parts of the Rainforest Cafe is the plethora of different types of merchandise to be purchased. It's basically a consumerist heaven, so I figured I'd rate some of the merch that I found. These mugs with the Rainforest crew on them are pretty cute. There's a lot of them, so it's good for mug collectors, but it's very bad for their wallet. 6 out of 10. I like the shirt with Cha-Cha the tree frog on it. I think that's pretty sick. 8 out of 10. These onesies, on the other hand, kinda creep me out. I think maybe Cha-Cha's face is a bit uncanny for me. 3 out of 10. This jean jacket is absolutely fucking sick, but it's also $100, which isn't terrible for a jean jacket, but it's still a lot of money for something you probably aren't gonna wear very often. 7 out of 10. This shirt underneath of the giant Cha-Cha is kind of bland, but if you want something low-key, it's really not a bad option. 7 out of 10. I do not like this mug. I don't like it at all. It kind of scares me. 1 out of 10. These here are my favorite mugs that they have. They're very adult, there's no bullshit, but they're still a little bit whimsical. 9 out of 10. They had a lot of stuffed animals, but my favorite is definitely the Cha-Cha one. 10 out of 10, but 7 out of 10 for the selection. I also don't know why this little rainbow had hands, but I fucking love it. I think he's so cool. I mean, just look at him. 10 out of 10, would definitely buy this if I had money. There was a photo booth that Matt and I were gonna get pictures in, but it was $8 per picture, so we said fuck that. 3 out of 10. There were these squishy and soft cylinder things that people definitely use for the wrong reasons. 4 out of 10. I was very surprised that they had my name on a keychain and it was spelled the correct way, which I usually don't find. But I was more surprised that they had my confirmation name too. 8 out of 10. There was this generic gummy worm squishmallow that I think is very, very cute, but also has no place at the Rainforest Cafe. 5 out of 10. You don't belong here. There was also a wind tunnel that has winds that go up to 78 miles per hour, and Matt decided to hop in. So for about a minute, Matt was getting totally pounded by high-speed winds. The only downside to it is that it costs $5 for 1 minute, which is way too much money. I would have gone in myself, but I was very worried that my knee wouldn't be able to withstand the high speeds. 5 out of 10. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Meeting Tracy Tree. How are you doing, Tracy? Are you good? You sleepy? Oh, you're awake. Oh, you are awake. Oh, jeez. Hi, Tracy. How are you? You're good? She's gonna talk to me.
Hey, boys and girls. My name is Tracy Tree.
So yeah, Tracy looks a little busted, maybe she's a little high, but I won't judge because I used to work at Sesame Place, so I know what it's like for children to jump on top of you and not leave you alone. It's annoying and it hurts, but Tracy Tree is strong. She is resilient, and I'm happy that she found something to help take the edge off this massively stressful job. Tracy Tree gets 10 Tracy Trees out of 10 Tracy Trees. So, were the people right? Is this the worst Rainforest Cafe? Well, I can't tell you because I've only ever been to 3 Rainforest Cafes in my life. This one, the one at Niagara Falls, and the one at Disney. And I went to the one at Niagara Falls when I was 11, and the one at Disney when I was 13. So, I can't really say. But what I can say is that out of 550 possible Tracy Trees, this Rainforest Cafe scored 365, which, if I'm doing my math correctly, is about 61%. That's not bad. I got a few 61% in high school, but I'm still lovable. I still graduated. So while it may have scored low in the technicalities, it definitely scored high in the experience. I will say, I definitely do recommend going to the Rainforest Cafe with a group of friends, but only if there's one nearby you. I don't think this is an experience that you should try to go out of your way to have, but I personally had a lot of fun. And isn't that all that matters? Also, I took my leftovers from my burger home and I reheated it. And yeah, don't recommend doing that. It hurt my tummy a lot. Well, that's gonna be it for me today. If you like this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you think I should be nominated to be People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive for the year 2024. Again, you can follow my Letterboxd, my Twitter, and all of my other social media. They're linked down in the description. My GoFundMe is also linked down there if you're willing and able to donate to it. And join my Discord. I'm Connor McDowell, and I'm gonna go fill my Cha-Cha the Tree Frog cup with the blood of my enemies and have a nice relaxing day at the beach. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.